Hi, parents. I coming. This is my second video, and thanks so much for all the encouragement and the feedback you given about the first video. As a teacher and as an actor, I like to try new things. So this time, I'm not doing a story, but I'm doing poems. I like to expose as well as a acting student. I've tried to expose myself to various things, and as a teacher I like to expose my students to various things, so which is why I'm trying poems this time. I hope you find it interesting. It will not be as loud and animated like the previous videos, so you might want to prepare your kids that this is not going to be like like all over the place like that. So I hope you're not disappointed by that. I hope your kids are not disappointed by that. If so, please let me know. I mean, I'd like to hear your feedback. Just some thoughts. Yeah. For this particular video, it would be a great idea for you to print or write or maybe screenshot the poems. I'll put the links to the poems in the description, because you need to probably read them out to your child. There are some exercises I've done. So print, write, or screenshot, or open the links on a tab nearby, and this would really help. Paper is always better, but do what you feel is good. Coming up next is the set of guidelines. If you've seen my first video, then you can skip these guidelines. But for those of you who are coming for the first time, this is stuff that you might know already, but it's always good to. I'm just going to lay it out anyways. Here goes. First thing is, at some points in the video, I'm going to suggest an exercise. At that point, pause the video and do the exercise with your child. Now this transforms this session to something from just a passive watching exercise to something where they're actually using their heads and possibly even their bodies. So it's a very important part. Please do the exercises. I'll say something like ding and pause the video, please. Let the child attempt first so that he has a chance to use his brains. Help him only if he's having trouble. Having said that, don't jump in too early, and having said that, don't jump in too late so that it doesn't get boring. You know your child, and if the mood is kind of getting all boringy, then just skip the exercise and go to the next poem. The last thing, very important point, is that if they do something that's incorrect, encourage, applaud them for the effort, and then guide them to an accurate or maybe a better performance, so to speak. For example, you can say, hey, that was nice, that was a good effort, I saw you trying very hard, I saw you thinking very hard, very good. Now let's check if this is correct, or now let's check if we can do this in a more accurate way. And at that time, really take the time out to check in Google or verify whatever exercise or whatever it is. Just show them how they can do it slightly better. But at the same time, again, it's all about having fun, so we don't want to make it like this whole activity thing. Okay, so I hope you and your kids love this video. Yeah, enjoy. Hi kids, thanks for listening to my previous video, and because of your encouragement, I decided to make one more video. So I hope you enjoyed this video as well. I like to try new things, just like sometimes we like to have new toys. So earlier the toy was a story, and this time I'm going to try three short poems and poems about nature. So I hope you enjoy this video as well. Make sure you're paying attention, and make sure your parents are paying attention. Okay, so get ready to enjoy the poems. So the first poem we're going to do today is Trees. I'm going to read off my paper while reading this. I hope you don't mind. Thank you, Joyce Kilmer, for writing this lovely poem. Trees. I think that I shall never see a poem lovely as a tree whose hungry mouth is pressed against the earth's sweet flowing breast. A tree that looks at God all day and lifts her leafy arms to pray. A tree that may in summer wear a nest of robins in her hair, upon whose bosom snow has lain, who intimately lives in rain. Poems are made by fools like me, but only God can make a tree. I hope you like this poem, and there's something very interesting about this poem. It's called personification. Now, you and I are human beings. A tree is not a human being, it's a living being, but it's not a human being. Now, personification is when the poet writes about a non human or even a non living thing, like as if it has human habits or human behaviors. Okay, so now I'm going to give a small exercise to you. Don't spend too much time on it because we got two more poems, two more short poems. All right, I'd like you to discuss with your parent. Find maybe one or two examples of where the poet is trying to make the tree feel like a human. There's some human habits or behaviors. Let's try and do that right now. Ding! Okay, I hope you had fun doing that exercise and you found examples of personification. Hey, maybe tomorrow you can write a poem personifying maybe your school bag, or personifying maybe your school textbook. Why don't you try that tomorrow? But enough talk. Let's go to the second poem of the day. It's a poem called Clouds, and we're not actually sure who wrote it. Some people say this poem was written by Christina Rossetti, and some people say that we actually don't know who wrote it. And now, here's an interesting bit of information for you. When we don't know who wrote the poem, we say that it's an anonymous poem. It's written, we write Clouds by Anonymous, so whoever wrote this poem, we will thank that person for having written this lovely poem. It's a very short poem and it's called Clouds. Okay, hope you like it. Here we go. Clouds. White sheep on a blue hill. When the wind stops, you all stand still. When the wind blows, you walk away slow. White sheep, where do you go? That's it. That was the poem. It's a very short poem. Now, here's something that's confusing me. Now you have to help me with this. The poem is called Clouds, but the poet is talking about sheep. I don't understand why. So I have two questions. Why is the poet talking about white sheep? And okay, can you describe white sheep? I'm going to leave you to discuss this with your parents. So take your time. And also, if you don't want to discuss it, it's fine. We can go to the next poem. All right. Ding! So the last poem of the day is Who Has Seen the Wind by Christina Rossetti. This is also a very short poem, and I really quite liked it. So here we go. Who Has Seen the Wind by Christina Rossetti. Who has seen the wind? Neither I nor you. But when the leaves hang trembling, the wind is passing through. Who has seen the wind? Neither you nor I. But when the trees bow down their heads, the wind is passing by. I think I really liked the poem. How about you? Here's a little exercise. Let's make the sound of the breeze, and get your parent also to make the sound of the breeze. Okay, we'll first try a little strong wind. Three. Let's go with a little strong wind, like. Now don't go foo 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 foo. Go strong. Ready? And now, let's try a little lighter wind. Think there's a feather in front of you and you're trying to gently, lovingly blow the feather away. Gently, gently. That's right. And now, I have an interesting exercise for you, kid. Tell your parent to stand a little away, okay? Now you're going to blow 3 strong breaths to your parent and you're going to see how he reacts, like the tree, he or she reacts. Oh, and then after 3 strong breaths, you're going to do 3 light breaths, like the feather breaths. And look at how your parent reacts. Okay, have fun with this. Make sure your parent behaves, all right? Enjoy this exercise. Ding! Kids, thanks a lot for listening to my video again. I really hope you enjoy it. So I have a request from you. If you have any ideas or if you have any feedback for me, if you want me to do something differently, then please let me know. Ask your parent to either email me or comment, make some comments under the video, and maybe I might. And I'd also love your name and your age. That's if your parent is willing to do that. If not your name, then maybe your initials, because I may use your responses in the next video. So please, I'd love to hear from you, not from your parents, but make sure it's your parents interacting with me, not you. Remember, you always should be. You don't go running on the roads alone, right? And the same way, you can't be on the internet alone. Right? So make sure whatever you want to convey to me, you need to tell your parents to convey to me. Okay? So thanks for listening again, and I hope you really enjoyed these poems. I'll see you soon.